This stop is Gateway Center Terminal and Gateway Drive. Next stop, Erskine Street and Gateway Place. This stop is Erskine Street and Gateway Place. Next stop, Vandalia Avenue and Erskine Street. Transfers available to B13 and B84. This stop is Vandalia Avenue and Erskine Street. Next stop, Fountain Avenue and Flatlands Avenue. This stop is Fountain Avenue and Flatlands Avenue. Next stop, Fountain Avenue and Workman Avenue. This stop is Fountain Avenue and Workman Avenue. Next stop, Fountain Avenue and Linden Boulevard. Transfers available to B20 and B15.
To JFK Airport.
This stop is Fountain Avenue and Linden Boulevard. Next stop, Fountain Avenue and Blake Avenue. This stop is Fountain Avenue and Blake Avenue. Next stop, Logan Street and Sutter Avenue. Transfer available to B14. This stop is Logan Street and Sutter Avenue. Next stop, Pitkin Avenue and Logan Street. This stop is Pitkin Avenue and Logan Street. Next stop, Pitkin Avenue and Euclid Avenue. Transfers available to the A and C trains, B13 and Q7. This stop is Pitkin Avenue and Euclid Avenue. Next stop, Pitkin Avenue and Autumn Avenue. This stop is Pitkin Avenue and Autumn Avenue. Next stop, Pitkin Avenue and Eldert Lane. This stop is Pitkin Avenue and Eldert Lane. Next stop, Liberty Avenue and Drew Street. This stop is Liberty Avenue and Drew Street. Next stop, Liberty Avenue and 75th Street. This stop is Liberty Avenue and 75th Street. Next stop, 101st Avenue and 77th Street. Transfer available to the A train. This stop is 101st Avenue and 77th Street. Next stop, 101st Avenue and 80th Street. Transfer available to the A train. This stop is 101st Avenue and 80th Street. Next stop, 101st Avenue and 84th Street. Transfer available to the A train. This stop is 101st Avenue and 84th Street. Next stop, 101st Avenue and 88th Street. This stop is 101st Avenue and 88th Street. Next stop, 101st Avenue and 90th Street. This stop is 101st Avenue and 90th Street. Next stop, 101st Avenue and 92nd Street. This stop is 101st Avenue and 92nd Street. Next stop, 101st Avenue and 94th Street. Transfer available to Q52 SBS. This stop is 101st Avenue and 94th Street. Next stop, 101st Avenue and Woodhaven Boulevard. Transfers available to QM15, Q11, Q21, Q53 SBS and Q52 SBS. This stop is 101st Avenue and Woodhaven Boulevard. Next stop, 101st Avenue and 97th Street. This stop is 101st Avenue and 97th Street. Next stop, 101st Avenue and 100th Street. This stop is 101st Avenue and 100th Street. Next stop, 101st Avenue and 104th Street. This stop is 101st Avenue and 104th Street. Next stop, 101st Avenue and 106th Street. This stop is 101st Avenue and 106th Street. Next stop, 101st Avenue and 108th Street. This stop is 101st Avenue and 108th Street. Next stop, 101st Avenue and 111th Street. Transfer available to Q37. This stop is 101st Avenue and 111th Street. Next stop, 101st Avenue and 115th Street. Transfer available to Q10 Limited.
To JFK Airport.
This stop is 101st Avenue and 115th Street. Next stop, 101st Avenue and Lefferts Boulevard. Transfers available to Q10 and Q10 Limited.
To JFK Airport.
This stop is 101st Avenue and Lefferts Boulevard. Next stop, 101st Avenue and 121st Street. This stop is 101st Avenue and 121st Street. Next stop, 101st Avenue and 124th Street. This stop is 101st Avenue and 124th Street. Next stop, 101st Avenue and 127th Street. Transfer available to Q41. This stop is 101st Avenue and 127th Street. Next stop, 101st Avenue and 131st Street. This stop is 101st Avenue and 131st Street. Next stop, 101st Avenue and 133rd Street. This stop is 101st Avenue and 133rd Street. Next stop, 101st Avenue and Van Wyck Expressway. This stop is 101st Avenue and Van Wyck Expressway. Next stop, 101st Avenue and Remington Street. This stop is 101st Avenue and Remington Street. Next stop, 101st Avenue and Brisbane Street. This stop is 101st Avenue and Brisbane Street. Next stop, 101st Avenue and Liverpool Street. This stop is 101st Avenue and Liverpool Street. Next stop, Sutphin Boulevard and Liberty Avenue. Transfers available to Q6, Q9, X64, Q112, Q40 and Q60. This stop is Sutphin Boulevard and Liberty Avenue. Next stop, Sutphin Boulevard and 95th Avenue. This stop is Sutphin Boulevard and 95th Avenue. Next stop, Sutphin Boulevard and Archer Avenue. Transfers available to the J&D trains, AirTrain, Long Island Railroad, Q30, Q31, Q43, Q20A, Q20B and Q44 of SBS. This stop is Sutphin Boulevard and Archer Avenue. Next stop, Jamaica Avenue and 148th Street. Transfers available to Q56 and Q54. This stop is Jamaica Avenue and 148th Street. Next stop, Jamaica Avenue and 153rd Street. Transfers available to the E&J trains, N4, Q4, Q4 Limited, Q5, Q5 Limited, Q42, Q83, Q84, Q85, Q25, Q25 Limited, Q34, Q65, Q24, Q111, Q112, Q113 Limited, Q110, Q114 Limited and Q41. This stop is Jamaica Avenue and 153rd Street. Next stop, Jamaica Avenue and 162nd Street. Transfers available to Q110, Q114 Limited and Q41. This stop is Jamaica Avenue and 162nd Street. Next stop, 168th Street and Jamaica Avenue. Transfer available to Q17. This stop is 168th Street and Jamaica Avenue. Next stop, 165 St. Terminal and MDA Bus Stand. Transfers available to N1, N6, N22, N24, Q1, Q2, Q6, Q9, Q41, Q36, Q76, Q17, Q77 and Q3.
To JFK Airport.
This stop is 165 St. Terminal and MDA Bus Stand. This is Q8 to Jamaica 165 St. Term.